shit my pastor said, that podcast where we talk about all that shit those pastors have said. My name's Kris Sauter, and I'm here with my bro.
Hey, I'm Dano. How we doing today, Kris?
You know, when I say bro, I mean my brother, not like
Brother.
theological. Hey, bro. Hey. Dano, give me your best, your jabroni impersonation.
The Rock?
No, jabroni is like people who are like, hey, I'm real important. I got floppy hair, like jabroni.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, because he used to call people jabronis, didn't he?
I'd never watched wrestling past age 11.
Hey, fuckhead, why don't you get out of the street?
Like that?
Why? Why is he?
Hey, shithead, why don't you leave me alone? Capiche?
Why would hit someone in the middle of the street bother him?
Because guys like that, everything bothers them.
Hey, I got
Trust
a piece
me.
of cardboard. I'm trying to break dance. Capiche?
Hey, shithead, why don't you get off my lawn? Okay?
Were you there when that jabroni tried fighting me at that boxing match? Were you there in that,
No,
that bar?
I don't know
Oh
what
my
you're talking
God.
about.
Okay, never mind. Quickly out of that. All right. Well, we have a special tradition that we are just launching, and I think all of you from listening to our last podcast where you didn't sleep at night, you were reorganizing your pantry to calm your anxiety of what?
You were reorganizing your pants from all the shit that found itself in there because you were so excited. You shit your pants. Kris, it's that time of year again.
It's that time of year with all the shitty theological takes. Dan and I, we reached out across the world, hand in hand, arm in arm with people about the shittiest theological takes, and we heard the people's voice. And
Yeah, we heard from people that we know that had some really good stuff.
yep,
We heard from people that submitted things and didn't have any idea what our podcast was about or what we might believe.
we
Just
heard.
a microphone for them to spout off on.
You know what? And they need love too, Dano. We heard things like about Jesus is a mushroom. We heard
Yep.
we heard some wild stuff, and we ranked them. Not every comment made the top. Dan and I spent 40 days and 40 nights.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because it's recently Catholic month. We're not in Catholic month anymore, but we still took 40
We're still
days.
Catholic month. Catholic months goes up till Easter.
Then it's not a month. It's a season. It's Catholic season.
40 days and 40 nights. Catholic month.
A month. We fasted and prayed. We put ashes all over us. We wore coffee bags as a way of mourning. And I said coffee bags, burlap and cashmere. We did both those things, frankincense, myrrh. And and we came up with the top, getting the notes up. We came up with the top 19, the worst theological takes that were submitted by you and a couple by Dano and I. But we heard you. And Dano, you ready to get right into it?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to read them.
We got a strong pool, a strong competitive pool this year, Kris.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to rank them. A lot of strong showings.
A lot of strong contenders. They have engines that won't quit. They have eyelids that never blink, and they have a disposition that they want to win at all costs. I think I can speak for all 19 of these teams.
In another place that does rankings is basketball, and you made it to the state tournament. What was your highlight of the state tournament playing basketball? Because I remember one for you.
Then tell me yours.
You got a replay on the cutaway to the commercial
I
of a jump
did.
shot you made.
I did. I remember
Pretty
that
good.
play. I only made one basket, I believe, in the state tournament. No, in the state championship game. What I instantly remember is in 1998, we got to run onto the Civic Center, where the Wild now play, but it used to be an old building. And they said my name, but Bobby Berthium went out a turn and went ahead of me. So it said Kris Sauter. It was Bobby. And then when they said Bobby's name, I ran the court, and I hit him in the back of the head like a real toxic parent. Yeah, I'm like, you moron. And I thought it would be funny, and I think about it way too much.
Was he pissed?
I don't remember.
God, you love saying those double names, first and last.
You know
Shout
what?
out Bob Bertheum.
Honestly, you know what? Like, I just talked about this with my partner of like, I don't know if it's ADHD. I don't know what it, but like, I can't say Bob. I have it, and it goes to people I went to school with. It's like, it's not Anita, it's Anita Johnson. I
do the same thing when I think of them, but when I'm on a podcast, I can easily just say, my old buddy Brandon.
Yeah, and I'm saying Bobby Berthium because it sounds great. What a great name.
It is a good name.
Bobby Berthium. Hey, Bobby Berthium. If Bobby's listening, big fan of you, Bobby. So,
hey, thanks for all the lumber over the years, keeping our parents' house warm, Bob Berthium. Good on you.
I like how you're like, we don't want personal details, but now I'm going to say his career. Okay, this is no ranking. Dano and I are going to do this live. We have not ranked these. So, Dano, do you have the list in front of you?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to say one, and then Dano, you're going to say one. And if there's any commentary you want on it, you can. We're going to read them, and then we're going to rank them. And we have to argue why we think. We have to defend our positions. Okay, here's the first one.
Okay.
First one. Satan put dinosaur bones in the ground as a way to deceive us from the truth of God, that he created all things.
Okay, so how do we rank? Where do you want?
We're not ranking. We're just reading all of them, and then we're going to rank them.
Oh,
so I'm waiting for you to read. That's why I said, do you have the list? Yeah.
All right. Rapture and pre-tribulation rapture.
You skipped one.
I wanted you to do that one.
Oh, I was going in order so we don't have to guess
All right,
which one's
okay.
next.
Well, let's just.
Okay, so Dano
I'm going to
said.
pretend like this is.
Okay, then another one is this came from a listener that Jesus had the ability of getting a boner or erection, but clearly Jesus never would have gotten one because that would have been sinful. So no, but nocturnal emissions for Jesus, not a thing.
Yeah, that used to be on my dating profile. The ability to have an erection.
Oh, I thought you could say nocturnal emission. Frequent nocturnal emissions.
Yeah, on command.
Do you know who had a band?
All right, next one.
Do you know who had a band called Nocturnal Emission?
Let's try to just use one name for it.
Okay,
I do remember.
I'll use
remember
one name, his
three,
first name, and his
members.
last name, because he does listen. Justin DeRusha, my man. Okay.
He listens?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Love that. I remember in one of their songs, one verse was a verse from an MXPX song. I'm like, interesting.
Yep, Alden Tibbs and I, we loved MXPX.
I've seen him a bunch of times. All right, number 4, or no ranking, but next one, Satan.
As a fallen angel? Question mark?
I think that can be a part of it, but
Okay.
just the theological notion of there being a, evil
Lucifer.
number one.
Lucifer.
A heavy.
What's the greatest person to play Satan in the history of cinema, Dano?
I am going to say, I don't know.
I think John Candy played one at one point that I remember being really scared of. So I'm going to say John Candy.
Really?
I'm just making it
Love
up because I
John
regret
Candy.
asking the question. So moving on. Don't give the enemy a foothold, because if they do, those demons are going to attach themselves to you.
I could see that being a high-seeded pick. All right. Infallibility of Scripture also, I predict, will be a high seed.
And infallibility meaning that there is no errors. It can never be wrong. It never contradicts itself, even though it contradicts itself. Okay?
Yes. Crazy.
This is one of my favorites. Hey, Dano, God told me to break up with you. You heard that a couple 13, 14 times?
I've heard it at least twice. I'll tell you that much.
At the
and
end of
that's
every
okay.
Bible camp. Oh, shit, God told me to break up with you.
Yeah. God told me to break up with you because the hockey player is now single. Oh, funny how that works.
Someone with better hair or hair in general.
Yeah. Hey. All right. Next one. I think this one might be on the bubble watch.
No, I think this is
Santa-
a strong contender.
Okay. Santa is Christian now,
Yeah,
or Santa is not a Christian.
depending on what side you want to take, right?
Yep.
Okay. that Jesus encouraged and justified violence by bringing the cat of nine tails, the whip, into the temple, and when he gives instructions for the people to go out around the countryside to do the work, that they have to bring a sword. In fact, they should have two.
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't think that's the way that the story goes, though.
Yeah, it is. He says if you.
No, he went and told Peter to buy two swords, didn't he? Right
Because
before his.
they were going to be going out, and he says, and if you
Oh,
don't
you're
have
right,
one,
you're
sell
right.
your cloak. Don't come at me.
Interesting.
Don't come at me, my man.
Next one, predestination, that God preordained everything that has happened to happen. He made it all. He's pulling every string.
Thanks, John Calvin. Next one, original sin. That I think is a top two, personally.
Yep. All right. Lord helps those who helps themselves.
Prosperity gospel, or what we call name it, claim it.
All right. God is a he.
Meaning God has big old swinging genitals. It's one of my favorite arguments. And then don't treat God like a vending machine, Dano. Seek God's face. Don't seek God's hands.
Interesting. Don't let the Bible touch the floor.
Because what will happen?
I don't know. What do they say?
It's a joke, Dano. You're supposed to like go to hell. You're gonna burn. You're like, oh, I'm really interested. What with us? I actually have a Bible. Let me see what happens. Okay. After the don't let the Bible touch the floor goes to manifest destiny. God willed us as white Europeans to have this country which justified genocide and enslavement.
Next one. Spanking your kids is good.
As sacred, right? Spare the rod, spare the
Sacred.
child. Yeah. And then one that I held on to because I wanted to go to heaven. You cannot have intercourse or sex, depending on how you define sex, until you are legally married. None of this bullshit like we got married spiritually, which is a convenient argument for people who are cooler than me who wanted to have sex. And I didn't think about that argument until I heard it once I was already married. So that's why I'm not happy with it. Like, that's an option? Okay, so that's a strong field. How do you feel about the contender so far, Dano? You feel like this is a good field?
I think it's a good field. I think it's a strong field. I think there's a lot of contenders. I think there's a lot of potential for some upsets. And I think Santa is going to make some noise in this one. So,
okay, and here's...
I don't know. That's just my personal commentary.
Here's the format. Dan and I are going to rank these. There's going to be 2 play-in games for the 15th and 16th seed. So you can't laugh when we're talking about the format. We have to sound like we know what we're doing. And then people are going to vote on all these, right? We're going to be putting them up. Bree's going to be making it happen. And we don't know the timeline. So by the time you hear this, it will be up on our website, and we'll have a link on all the podcast sites where you listen to. And we're going to get down after probably 2 weeks, I imagine. You're going to be able to vote on all these, and we'll have the winner. And then we'll have a special, like, revealing the final four. Like the final four. No, we did do the final championship is when we'll have the special episode. Dan, are you ready to seed these people?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, this is where the special music would come in.
All right, so we don't need to name the regions yet. There's going to be 4 regions.
And there's special music playing right now. Yeah.
No, I know. I can hear it.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right, so Dan, why don't you give us each bracket, right? There's 4 sections, and we got some sponsors. It's really great. I'm really proud of these people. They paid a couple $14,000 to sponsor this one. And Dano, the first bracket is going to be what?
I believe it's the McGee and me region.
No. McGee, and me.
I learned how to skateboard from McGee and me.
Yeah, no, you didn't learn. You saw a cartoon player doing skateboarding.
You know what else was from McGee and me? You ready for this?
What?
The bad kid on that skateboard episode was also the smart-ass kid on Jurassic Park.
Oh wow! I thought you were gonna say like Ryan Gosling. I'm like, sweet.
I mean, pretty much. That kid went from working on McGee and Me to working with Steven Spielberg.
Believe in your dreams.
Isn't that crazy?
All right, next
That's
bracket.
a hell of a region.
Next bracket for the region is a T-shirt that Steve Stillwell had that I was jealous of when I was 14, and it was Jesus doing a push-up with the cross on his back, and it said, "The Lord's Gym."
Yes.
All right, Dan, do you remember?
Awesome.
You do the next one. All right, next region.
I only remember one more.
Yep,
and
that's
that
one.
is Carmen's War on Public Schools.
It's my favorite. Where does that come from?
His book, The Standard.
Oh, yeah, but and remember he had a song? It's
Oh, that's
our
right.
turn now. And the whole music video.
Is that with Petra?
Yeah. And the whole thing was, you won't let us pray in school, but it's our turn now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And it was all like
Yeah.
kids in
And-
the school.
Honestly, he turned out to be right. It's their turn now. And prayer's back in public school.
Prayer never left. Anyone could pray in school. You just can't, as a teacher, say, you guys are all fucking praying with me now.
Well, you can now, baby.
Oh, my God. I hate that argument. There was a person that you and I both know that still to this day would argue that is when violence in school started. Like the downfall of society is when they stopped, where they removed teachers being able to pray in school. They're like, that's the downfall of society. That's where family broke apart. I don't want to get into it. All right. And the last one is a T-shirt I sadly never owned. And it's called Virginity Rocks, right? The idea of virginity rocks.
It sounds like a Sunny in Philadelphia
Oh my God.
storyline.
100%, right? All right, Dano. So now we are going to rank these 1 through 18. We actually have 19 nominees, so there's going to be one, sadly, it's going to be going home as a sad little theological take. So
All right, do we start with ones?
You gotta go
top or bottom?
You got to start with number 1. Yep. And I'll keep track. What do you think number 1 is, Dano?
Okay, well, the top 4 are all going to be strong. I think. Are we talking just shittiest take?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What's
number
give
1
us,
being like you think this one will win. It's number 1, the odds-on favorite that will win the shittiest take. And, hey, production meeting online. It doesn't matter what number we put for these.
I know, you're right. All right, why don't you start us off, Chris?
Okay,
What's the
I
number one
think
take?
original sin, or
Yeah.
I like Jesus erection the best, but I think original sin is my number 1 worst theological take of all time, because the implications is saying that there's nothing we can do if we didn't have God kill his own son, then we would be fucked. That all comes out of original
all right.
sin.
I'll agree with that.
Okay, number 1, your number 1 seed. I don't know what bracket they're going to be in yet, but it's going to be original sin. All right, what's number 2, Dano?
Number 2, I'm going to go predestination.
Why are you doing predestination
Actually,
over God as a he or rapture?
no, I'm going to go. I'm going to go infallibility of Scripture.
I agree. That's a solid. Okay, infallibility. Okay,
Do we want to talk about just like why these are shitty?
let's do it.
briefly?
Yeah, give me your best. Why it's a number 2 seed? I gave
I
number
think
1.
infallibility of Scripture is so shitty because you can literally then just use the Bible for anything you want. If it says it in there, then it can happen. And it happened with the Crusades. It happened with slavery. It happened with, and literally you can
Silencing
do anything.
women.
Silencing women. Violence.
Yeah.
Because like there's so many contradictions, which is like something that I don't see how they even explain it away. How do they
Right.
explain it away?
Because they say if you're watching a car accident, you're all going to have different takeaways. You're going to remember different things. So through God inspired them to write these things, like God speaking into their ear or putting God's hand on their shoulder, telling them the right things because it will make sense in the end. So the worst way is how can does the clay ever rip apart the potter, the artist. And
Right.
my favorite is if you're doing cross stitching. What do you call it? Crocheting. You know what I'm talking
Stitching.
about? Stitching. Thank you.
Yeah.
On one side, it looks like perfectly organized and beautiful. It's a picture bike, and you turn it around,
Sure.
and it goes everywhere. It's like, we're on this side, man. It doesn't make any sense until we get to heaven. And this is my
Well,
Theo
this
bro.
is what's right. I think it falls apart. I use this example, and people claim this is not a good example to take, but I claim it is a good example. When Jesus said that the mustard seed is the smallest seed, if Jesus was God, he knows that that's not the smallest seed. That's just the smallest seed to them at the time. Or he didn't know that. But if it's in Scripture, then that's saying it, and that's so. Is Jesus lying, or did Jesus not know?
That is a horrible, weak, thin argument that does not hold
Nope,
any
and I
water.
think it actually applies to violence that we'll get into later. But the infallibility of the Scripture is like, well, Jesus just said that that's the smallest seed, so we have to take that at face value, even
Yeah.
though it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I understand the logic of where you're coming from. I'm just saying it's not good. So logic, nonetheless, just not good logic. Yeah.
Well, I'll just say this: this section or this seed or the submission, infallibility of Scripture is used. They nitpick when and where to use it, right?
Yes.
So even the movement that we were part of, women can preach and women can be leaders, but women don't need to have head coverings, and they don't need to be silent in church.
Yes.
Well, which one is it? Why can you choose which one to be infallible and which one not to be? And context, all meaning is context dependent is another way to just explain anything away.
Yeah. And it's like
Yeah.
in the Old Testament or the Hebrew Bible of saying some things were covenant standards and some of them were cultural standards. Like not eating shrimp was cultural, but like men wanting to be with men, that was covenant. And so
Sure.
it's even the way the Bible is written, you already have to make up your idea of how it was written, because the Bible was not written as like a coherent book. But if you believe that the Scripture is inerrant, then it means God had a master plan to leave out Saint Thecla from one of the Gospels, right?
Sure.
It's a horrible argument. That's why it's number 2. All right, Dano. What about number
Boom.
3?
It's yours. Let's hear it.
Mine is God is a he. Of saying
That's your number 3?
yes, think of how the justification of patriarchy by saying don't blame me, you don't have a penis. God has a penis. Last time I checked, I have a penis. Therefore, I have more authority. I'm the head of the household. All the shit, not all, a lot of the shit he takes in the Bible about house codes in Titus and with Paul, all come down to men are more sacred because we identify with God, and women are a lesser order because they don't.
That's wild.
Do you have number 3 that you think would take over that?
I think predestination is a strong contender.
Okay, then I'm going to put predestination number 3 to move things along, and I'm going to put God is a he as number 4. Tell me about predestination, Dano.
That's the Calvinist belief or theological belief that God has preordained all things, which sounds theologically logical on the very, very surface.
It sounds
if God is if
it's good news for privileged
if God
people.
made everything, yes, I'm saying just on its surface, I can see, well, God made everything. God knows all things. God is, created everything. So what are the words? Omniscient. Omniscient and I don't know. But then it quickly falls apart into straight up evil when you think about the worst things ever to happen that are happening to this day and all throughout history. You're telling me that God preordained that to happen. It quickly becomes very fucked up
and egocentric
and anti anything good.
Yes, it falls apart really quickly, especially.
And then they just explain that away in a different way, which is crazy.
It's gross. Okay, So now we're on to number 5 of 18, Dano. What else you got? What's a strong contender for number 5?
All right.
I think
Looking over
Dinosaur
the
Bones
list.
is up there.
Yeah, let's do Dinosaur.
Dinosaur Bones. I mean, the violence one is probably better, but Dino Bones. And Dino Bones again. Oh, we
Dino
already said it.
Bones is
That Satan put dinosaur bones in the ground to lure people away from creation. Like the whole idea that bones could be tested, the carbon testing saying they're billions of years old is just a device by Satan to
to make you think the world is older than it is.
Yeah, the
'cause
world's 6,000
the
years
Earth is
old.
only 6,000 years old.
God, I don't know how the
So because
flood,
dinosaurs couldn't have lived and died and decayed
yeah,
that quickly in 6,000 years, it has to be Satan to deceive us.
I don't know how
So funny.
how did the flood not make it in our top list?
Well, we can still do it might make the bubble watch.
No, there's no.
There is a way. You
don't-
misunderstood my bubble watch.
we only have.
Well, it is on bubble watch. We'll see if it makes it.
Well, yeah. Well, people can't tell we're making it up right now. Okay, dinosaur bones. Okay, now we're on number 6.
Violence.
Okay, fine. We'll do a real.
What were you
one.
going to say?
Jesus erection, but I just want to say, when I get to the
That's
funny
not a
ones.
number 6 seed.
Hey, you have your preferences. I have mine. Jesus is anti-violent. Jesus.
All right, let's talk violence.
Okay.
In 2 weeks, we're going to have an episode out that I think we're going to talk about this extensively.
Yes.
So the thing is that that Jesus justified violence being okay, and that can include personal violence, that can include going to war, that can include all sorts of things. Because certainly the Old Testament is full of war and God saying war, but if we need to include the New Testament into our theology, into one's theology, then they use Jesus taking a whip and going in the temple and whipping the whip.
And flipping tables.
Right?
Yep.
And flipping tables.
And the premeditation that Jesus made a weapon. That's the big one. Is Jesus put forethought into creating a device that could hurt people. Yes.
And I know we're going to get into it with our future guest, Greg Boyd, I imagine, but like even in the languages, which I'm obviously not an expert in, it doesn't say he whipped people.
No.
It says that he whipped the whip and then drove out the animals, right? Or maybe whipped the animals.
I don't remember anything about it says who he whipped.
He has some little take on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't say he like held someone down and whipped their ass.
No, it doesn't.
It's not explicit about it being like violence against a human being explicitly.
Well, and I think the bigger one is when Jesus tells them to carry swords. Like the one I hear over and over and over again from conservative arguments on it is that of like, why would Jesus tell Peter to sell his cloak to get a sword?
Yeah.
And when Peter says, well, I have 2, and Jesus says, that's great. Like it's almost like they're like, well, he's
Yeah.
celebrating. Why would they carry a sword? Right? And it's bullshit.
But here's the argument against that.
Yeah, I know it is.
No, I know, but like Jesus knew, and everyone knew, that if they used those swords against some Roman soldiers, they would get crushed immediately.
Yes.
They would get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So why would Jesus set them up for that?
To get their ass
You know what I
kicked.
mean?
Yeah.
So like it can't, like obviously I believe it can't be that Jesus was saying this will protect you and you can use these for violence.
Yes.
I don't know the reason that he wanted them to have it.
Well, another great argument is that we never know because the Bible, we don't have original documents. There could have been, it doesn't come up in other gospels. So like the fact,
really?
well, the fact that it could be in there, it could be like in Pauline scriptures, it's things that were added in there, especially about the house codes of like women can't talk, enslaved people should be thankful for their masters, kids should be subject to the wrath of the parents. All that shit was people put that in there for a political reason of we need to have order and it justifies what I want to happen. So, and in there,
Right.
it doesn't say anything about what you're supposed to use those swords for. So the other argument is that the swords were used to be like cultural, to like fit in, so you could blend in, that you could be more relevant when you're talking to people. There's so much context and cultural innuendos and nuance and all that stuff. To draw a straight line saying Jesus said swords, that gives me justification to own a Glock or AR-15 and being able to use scripture to
Or to bomb Iran.
Exactly. It's just then you either have to take the words that Jesus said about loving your enemy as being negotiable, because if that's the case, then it doesn't say love your enemies unless they hit you or stab you, then you could stab them back. So it's just, violence in the Bible is one of the most like clearly Jesus-centric things, that Jesus goes out of his way saying we should never other people, we should only extend kindness and love, and you give your life for those around you. So
Totally. And the fact that, like,
we could have made this number one
the
by the
clearing
amount we're talking about it.
no, I know. I love this stuff. But the fact that they can point to the whip and an obscure verse about Peter having two swords,
Yeah.
how that supersedes turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard pastors do so many cartwheels for turn the other cheek, but then it's like, well, you know, we can bomb Iran because of the fucking money temple.
Exactly.
You know, like
Oh
the tables. It's like, okay.
Okay, we're not going to get into that. All right, so the next one then.
Say it.
I'm going to do, I'm looking through the list. It's got to be Jesus erection, or is Santa a Christian? What
Those do not make.
Yeah, those are number sevens. Those are worthy of number sevens.
I firmly disagree.
Okay, hey, remember, Dano, the numbers don't matter. Just
I thought those were on the bubble. I thought those were on Bubble Watch.
not Jesus. Santa might be. We don't know what the bubble is because we haven't
Okay.
talked about this yet. But I sure know
All
as
right,
hell
fine.
Jesus erection is making this fucking list.
All right, okay, I'll throw you a
No,
number 7
no,
for
let's-
Jesus erection.
No, let's go down. Let's. You're right. Let's fine. We'll do rapture.
Foothold.
No, Satan. Satan has to be in the top 10.
You're right.
Okay, so
You're
number
right.
7,
Satan.
as you put down as a fallen angel. What else would Satan be?
I think I meant to say, like that angels can just rebel against God, and for some reason Satan was the only one.
Oh my
We
God.
talked about
we
that.
talked
before.
about last week. I have so much to say about that, but we don't need to.
So
get
just
to
the entity of Satan is the number
there,
7.
There
seed. That's
is this dark, or not dark. There is this Lord, or this power, or this presence that is in a battle against good, or a battle against God, and that Satan's existence is to seek, kill, and destroy. As example, I listened to a Christian radio station saying James, who just won the primary in Texas for the Senate, James
yeah,
Tallarico, something like that, right?
something like that.
And they said Satan has turned their attention to the Bible Belt. Satan already won Minnesota, California, D.C., Massachusetts, like any liberal place. And he goes, now Satan is turning his attention, because Satan is a man, to Texas, and he referenced this senator winning a primary. I don't think he understood what primaries mean, because a Democrat was going to win regardless. And he's like,
Yeah, exactly.
clearly Satan is trying to bring down the institution of family by letting this guy become a senator. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I have a feeling they didn't care much for the person that he primaried against.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just it's again convenient to blame everything on the devil. Ugh.
The devil.
But
All right.
I got a funny story about that. When my kids were younger, we used to live next to what we call Chester Creek. It's just like a creek that runs through the town, and it's a beautiful trail.
Everybody calls it that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going for the listeners who don't live in Duluth, so you don't jump up my ass.
You said once we called it. We used to call it Chester Creek. Anyways, keep going.
Why? The commentary where you have lengthy things make no sense, all right? So,
You're making it lengthier.
universally, the entire world calls it Chester Creek. Everybody
thank
is in
you.
agreement that we all call it that, no other names.
Love Chester Creek.
And there was, on the trail to get down there by her house, there was someone threw dirty underwear in the in the woods. And I kept saying, hey, that's where my underwear went. And my kids would laugh. And one of them said, Dad, why did you put your underwear out there? And I said, devil made me do it. So I wanted to share that story.
Hey, Lord knows Mom and Dad couldn't get you to take off your dirty underwear. It must have been the devil. Jesus.
At this age,
right.
I did not. Anyways, number 8. Okay, since we can't do Santa or erections with Jesus, we have foothold.
Can I just say at 7?
Yeah.
Satan's on a. That's a strong 7 seed. That's some upset potential.
Why?
If that slid all the way to 7,
But to upset 7.
that could have easily been a top 5, top 4.
Yeah, but 7 is going to play 8 because there's 16 people or team or
I
ideas.
understand how it works.
So it won't be an upset because it's the higher seed. 8 would be an upset of 7.
You're right. All right, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
Okay, so number
All
8
right, let's
has
go.
to be. We already have rapture. It has to be rapture. By your logic, it has to be rapture or foothold.
Let's go rapture.
I agree. Rapture, tribulation. What is the rapture, Dano, in like
All right.
10 seconds?
We can take some time on this. Rapture is the belief that when Jesus comes back for the second coming at the beginning of the eschaton, I don't know, he will take the believers, the true believers, with him and leave everybody else behind.
Yes.
We don't need to get too into the weeds of pre-trib, post-trib, but it's all bullshit. It's all damaging.
Mid-trib as well.
I never read Left Behind, Chris.
You never did?
No, I thought it was bullshit from the beginning.
Oh, my God. I got
Same reason I never had a bowl cut. I could see right through it. I'm like, this is a dumb fad. This sucks.
I don't think a bowl cut was
Fuck
ever
you.
bad.
This sucks.
I think those were called homemade haircuts, Dan.
Go back to South Terrace Elementary in Carlton, Minnesota when I was in 4th grade and ask if it was a fad.
And there was a lot of homemade haircuts in elementary school. Right? You can pay $10 at Bauer's barbershop? No.
What are some other good rapture material besides Left Behind?
Late Great Planet Earth was a movie that came out in the late 80s, I believe, and it was a movie about the tribulation and how Christians went up into heaven and the world became this desolate place of wars and violence. Yeah, the just so everyone understands, rapture has been normalized, and the rapture is not in the Bible. It is a very modern theological take. There was a woman on Twitter, a theologian, and she said, was talking about the third temple, and there is no third temple in the Bible, and all these people saying, well, we have to have that Iran war. It's going to activate these series of events where they can all happen. And she's like, it's not in the Bible, and all these people are trying to argue with her by using Revelation. And she's like, Revelation is not a future-telling book that you think it is. And that's where...
Dude, honestly... Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just... It is trying to make meaning of something that it came out of in the late 1800s or the early 1900s.
It's that fresh?
I honestly think, Dan, it's like 1939. It's somewhere around there. It was a German theologian who kind of said, well, this must mean this, and this must mean this. And then evangelicalism ran with it because it gave them power, right? It gave people fear. Yeah. And if you could hold it over their heads, even if you really believe it, it's still just a fear tactic to get you back into church or get you back into alignment with their toxic theology. Yeah, it's horrible.
Speaking of rapture, Chris, have you ever seen the HBO show The Leftovers?
You know what? I have, and I was just thinking about rewatching it. It was so good.
It is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Rapture elements in that one. A different take. And a lot of ciggy smoking.
Yeah, there was
all right.
an abnormal amount.
Well, it's like a whole part of the cult, which is a cool take.
Interested?
Hey, but you don't need to be part of a cult to smoke ciggies, do you, Vo?
Okay, so number 7 was Satan. That is going to be playing. Satan. And then Satan is coming up against a rapture, right?
At 8.
At number 8. So
number 9.
Number 9 is going to be battling.
We're coming down to it.
This is going to be battling violence in Jesus. That to me
Don't
speaks.
tell me that. Ah.
So then to me it's going to be spanking, Jesus erection we still have. God told me to break. We're going to get ridiculous from here on out. Just
Yeah, it is. All right.
probably manifest
We got to
destiny.
get foothold or
Manifest destiny also.
yeah, you're right. Manifest destiny.
Okay, manifest destiny, Dano. What is manifest destiny? Who's going against violence in Jesus? It might be manifest destiny.
It is the belief that God has given us the Western Hemisphere
It-
to
just
to conquer in His name.
it just
Has
literally
paved the
means
way.
whatever you think you should do, God is backing you to do it. That's all it means.
Yeah, and it was used to invade and take over the
Colonization.
land of America and the people. Yeah,
Well, colonization.
yeah, colonization in general.
Yeah, the UK did the same thing. God told us to go down and do take over Australia, all that shit.
Australia.
That's what you have to say about it, right? These people did horrible things. I like the word Australia. Okay, so number 10. All right, number 10, Dano. What do you think should fit in there then?
I think it's going to be between foothold. Don't give Satan a foothold, and that's got to be it.
Okay, I agree. What is it? What is the foothold again?
That if you, as an example, if you leave the door open a little bit for Satan and his demons to get in, then they're going to slowly just come all the way in and take
Okay.
over.
What
So
about this?
if you watch Freddy Cougar, you're going to
Yeah.
let the spirit of fear in, and that'll lead you down a road of more and more demons and evil running your life.
What about if I masturbated when I was 16 years old? Then what?
Then you're fucked.
You know, there's.
Then you're fucked, my man.
Sorry, it was nice knowing you. I really do remember though feeling like certain things like Ouija boards, Dungeons and Dragons. I really had
What a great.
I had a huge fear of like, what if I get demons inside me? I was so afraid.
Oh
of that.
man.
You?
I was even scared of like if I even do something that I know is that I'm afraid of, like going outside into the woods at night.
Oh yeah.
Knowing that I'm afraid of that will let more of the spirit of fear within, like I'm giving it full reign to
That's
be inside
fascinating.
me.
So it's like we were afraid of being afraid because that was a
Yeah.
sign that God is perfect light, drives out all fear. So even if you entertain the idea of fear, you're letting the devil win.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's
All right,
almost
so-
like don't even trust your body. That's our defense mechanism, fight or flight. And we're saying that's
Right.
always Satan? God damn.
That's wild. So like obviously not having sex before marriage is the biggest injustice inflicted upon us.
Is that still on? Oh yeah, it is. Premarital sex. Okay.
No. I'm saying in this regard,
Okay.
not giving Satan a foothold. Like
okay.
what I think Dungeons and Dragons and celebrating Halloween were two other, like the fact that we couldn't play Dungeons and Dragons just sucks. Because I
Yes.
think I would have loved it. I think like what a great thing that got robbed from us.
Well, that and I felt really bad listening to Snoop Dogg, like secular music.
I was just gonna
so-
say
Yeah.
yeah.
Whatever. It's so dumb.
Like hip hop, Iron Maiden. Couldn't listen to Iron Maiden. I'm a new convert to Iron Maiden, baby.
Yeah, I've not made that leap yet. But I'm
Oh,
happy
you
for
got to do it.
I,
Hey, come on in. The water's warm.
okay.
All right,
Number
what's
11.
next?
So number 11 has to be what? I'm still on.
Premarital sex.
I guess
You still want
Jesus'
Jesus
erection
erection.
is not going anywhere. Jesus is like, don't worry, my erection's not going anywhere, guys. So what did premarital sex? All right, boring. Who's that going to
Yeah.
fight? That's going to be 1, 2, 3. That's
No, we can't do the selection on who it's going to fight. It's got to be just on its own.
No, but we just are ranking them. So like number 1 is going to play 16. We don't get to decide that. The voters decide.
No, I know. I just don't want to hear about who it's going to go up against because then it's going to alter my ranking.
Okay. So premarital sex is just the idea that you have to be legally married by the court. That's legal in the eyes of God. and then you can have sex. If you do it at any other point, then you are a horrible person. What, Dano? What's your memory on if you had sex before you're married? Could God forgive you and could make you a virgin again? Did you ever hear anything about that? Like spiritual virgins?
No. I knew that. Yeah, I suppose I knew that God could forgive you, but you were less yourself because you gave away part of your spirit.
Yeah.
Which is heavy to think about.
The argument of like putting a piece of shit in a brownie. Do you remember that argument?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, you have. It's the idea of like, well, it's not that bad. Oh, I guess would you eat a pan of brownies if you knew there was one little piece of shit in it? Like, well, no. That's what your partner's going to feel like if you fuck someone else. That was their whole thing.
God. We've talked at length about this, but I remember like a pastor saying like don't even worry about that. There's way more ways that you still got to get to know your girlfriend. Like you want to invest in this time to like get to know them more on a spiritual level. It's just like, my man, let's not pretend like we don't want to get to know anybody on a sexual level. Like that's not going to win. Save your fucking breath.
They're like, maybe watch McGee and Me together. Learn how to skateboard.
Get to know their favorite McGee and Me episodes and learn how to skateboard.
I think
how to do Tic Tacs.
If there's more than 6 episodes of McGee and Me, I'm hard pressed. There's more than that.
I was just gonna say, if you're putting the over under at 6, I'll bet you $6,000 right now that there's more.
Oh, okay. I would move the line. If we're doing money, I'd say I'd put it at 8.5. You think there's more than 8.5?
Yeah, I'll take that bet. $5.
5 hot dogs is what I'll say. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, hot dogs. I'm going for the bit. Okay, number 12 then. Who did we? Premarital sex is off the board. So here's what we have left.
Spanking.
No, hold on. For our listeners, because I doubt they're writing these down. Jesus erection. God told me to break up with you. Santa is a Christian or not a Christian, depending how Dano wants to argue. Lord helps those who help themselves. Name it, claim it, prosperity gospel. Don't treat God like a vending machine. Don't let the Bible touch the floor. How did that make it in there? And spanking.
All right.
Okay.
What number seed is this?
Number 12. I'm not going to tell you who it would go up against.
Okay, I'm going to go spanking.
Okay. I disagree, but for the sake of getting this over with, I'm going to...
No. Go ahead.
No, spanking.
No. What's your number 12?
It doesn't matter. I told you this like 5 times. The numbers don't matter. So spanking. Why
do you remember getting spanked?
Yeah, I do. I don't enjoy it. Yeah.
No, it was bad.
It was. And I remember having kids when I was an evangelical and did it a couple times. And each time, I just remember like, what am I doing? I don't like this.
Yeah.
And then we did it once with one other kid. And then that's when we're like, why? How are we justifying this? Because the people that that were our mentors and our bosses were the ones also encouraging us to do it. Imagine that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But I think I don't even know, it's a horrible theological thing. It's also a horrible just being human thing.
Yeah. I remember getting, I was having this conversation with somebody one time, and I asked them, I'm like, do you remember every time that your dad did it out of anger? And they're like, yeah. And they were pro spanking. And I'm like, isn't that kind of fucked up? And they're like, yeah. Because I remember like pretending like it hurt when my mom did it. I remember my mom like spanking us, and sometimes it sucked. But I remember like when it was like maybe we're a little too old, I'm like, okay. Or she's just too sweet of a good person, or she wasn't letting us have it.
All right. So we got spanking as number 12, Dano. And now we have 2 more that are going to make the cut that will not have to be in the play-in tournament.
Okay.
I think you know what I'm arguing for to not be in there. All right. So,
I think name it, claim it should be in there.
Okay, I agree. Prosperity gospel. Name it, claim it is the idea of God wants us to be rich. And when Jesus says, you tell that mountain to move and I will move it in, having the, like you said, the mustard seed of faith, you can do all things in my name. this idea we just don't want like our dad's cancer to go away. We didn't want that enough. So there was something inside of me, original sin. I didn't ask for forgiveness enough. I didn't pray hard enough. I didn't use the right words. Because if I did, there would be healing. There's been, like the advisor to Donald Trump is this pastor who she is famous for. She just went viral saying that God told her that she needs 4 $100,000 gifts, and she only got 2, and started shaming the entire church. So that is
unbelievable.
That probably should be like top 3 now that I think about it. But you know what? We're stacking
Upset
the bottom.
potential.
It's like the Carlton Bulldogs. We're stacking the bottom, baby. Name it, claim it.
I would get. So there's another one still on the list that I don't know if it's going to make the cut, but don't treat God like a vending machine.
Yeah.
And I would get accused when I was a pastor on the tail end of my tenure of being like closer to prosperity gospel, because I'm like, no, on the basis of the Bible, we should ask God for good things. Like, ask God for the stuff you want.
Yeah.
And people would be like, you can't treat, they kind of use the same argument. Don't treat God like a vending machine, and prosperity gospel is false. But I'm like, well, that doesn't mean that like we should swing all the way to the other side of it and like don't ask in prayer for like things that make me happy and things that benefit my life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think number 14, if I had to look at them, I'd think maybe Jesus erection, I think, should be in there on number 14.
No, I think that's bubble watch. I think I think all right.
God told me to hold on. God told me to break up with you. You think has a better chance of winning than Jesus erection? Our listeners are going to be all over. They're going to hit that Jesus erection 100 times.
All right. Let's let it in.
Yes.
It got in.
Got it.
Lay it out. What is it?
Jesus erection is the idea.
No, explain to what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I like what an erection is, Dano.
No.
I'm joking. The idea, the theological argument is, if Jesus is fully God and Jesus is fully human, which was like a huge in the early church, Dano, huge argument.
Yeah.
Right. But if Jesus is fully human, then that means Jesus also, and if Jesus died on the cross for all our sins, which I don't believe, like that atonement theory, is that Jesus had to have the full experience of human in all of them, sexual violence, but he never acted on them. So he was presented in the desert by Satan. You could have all the power. You could have angels help you get down. And he refused all of them, saying, I will not go onto the ego trip that humans traditionally have. Right? Beautiful. But then we had a listener saying Jesus had the ability to get an erection, but clearly Jesus never did, because if he had an erection, that means Jesus might have had sexual thoughts, and sexual thoughts are evil or sinful, which to me is bullshit.
Right.
Because if your body is made to function, that means your body is healthy. To have sex is for a lot of reasons, but evolutionary, it's to reproduce so humans can survive and continue on. That's the number one thing of evolution, is survival. So then to make it...
Careful.
Careful
with that word.
To make
Foothold.
In order to make that of saying Jesus can't have erection, then there's something like, why is it working like healthy? Why is that bad? And it's just
So how does this like butt up against like you can have an emotion or a thought?
Yes.
But it's what you do with it is the sin.
Yes.
So like, did Jesus feel rage, like he wanted to punch another kid in the face when he stole his bread, but because he didn't?
Yeah.
He's still unsinful?
Or they would say that
he looked at that woman's ass, but he didn't do a second look? You know what I'm saying? Or that guy's ass.
That's every man's battle. It's not the first look that gets you, it's the second one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No,
and by the way,
yeah,
6th grade, the cliche, like, it's not always a choice to get an erection especially when you're just getting erections for the first time.
It's never a choice. You think if I could have chosen to get an erection in 7th grade math class, I'm like, this is a great idea. Hey, Kris, can you come up to the board?
God.
No. I cannot.
Like, absolutely not, Mrs. Jones. No chance in hell can I come up to the board right now. Thank you. I think I'll
But
stay here.
if you are interested, Mrs. Jones, maybe I could. No. Oh, my God. I got so many stories about that. But the reason to me it's absurd is the idea of sex and sexuality is sinful. So you have to deny a huge part of your humanity. And then for women, it's different, right? Because I've known people who, once they started developing breasts, they had to wear baggy clothes because it was, well, sexuality is a sin. It's not you being sexual. It's that other men might get an erection by seeing that you exist and your body is doing what it's supposed to do. There's so much toxic theology around it. And it's fun. Because whoever this guy is that said Jesus would never get an erection, I hope that he's the one person that votes against this, right?
He definitely is not a listener, which is the funniest part, that he
Not with
just
that
came on there. And
Not that kind of attitude, right?
Hey, if you're out there, buddy, call in.
Hey, Jesus erection. Okay, so the next four are in for the play-in tournament. 15 will play 18, 16 will play 17. Dano. That means one has to go. We only got 5 left.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's just pick the one that has to go right now.
No. That's not how you do it. We have to start with. We're going to stay positive. We're going to do the ones that are in. So.
Okay, first play-in contestant.
Yep.
Is Santa is Christian now.
Okay, why? Because
I heard
you heard a tape.
I heard he's got a new church.
Yeah.
I heard he's got a new church startup.
Okay.
I heard the men's retreat was awesome. And I'm curious. I know that he used to be a Christian back in Turkey. And I think some rumblings of some paganism with the Scandinavian.
Yep. The Celtics. Yep.
So those were dark. Although those were dark days, we did get a lot of fun traditions out of it.
Yes, we did.
And now he's back. Now he's back at being a Christian.
And who else is going to battle the Norwal? Right? Thank God. Literally.
The Norwal Witch
God.
King is a bastard. Yep.
Yeah. I like how Santa's.
So Santa's back on our side.
I had to fight for Jesus' erection. You just casual like this is in. Okay.
All right. Who's that going up against?
No. Oh, you want to pick? You said you don't want to know who they're going up against. You just said that 10 seconds ago.
Well, no, it's the play-in tournament.
Okay,
so there's only 4 that are up
15,
right now.
which is the highest ranking of the play-in. You chose that to be the number 1 in the play-in, is playing number 18, which to me has to be. Don't let the Bible touch the floor or the vending machine. I'm going to say Bible touch the floor because those two are absurd.
And you think that's the second worst?
No, Dano.
No, I know what you're saying.
15 in the play-in tournament. The number 1 of the play-in tournament is Santa's Christian. That's what you wanted. So number 1 is going to play number 4. The least likely to win of all these to me is don't let the Bible touch the floor.
I agree.
Okay. So,
but no, because one of these isn't going to make the tournament play-in.
Right. So here's what we
have. So the
left.
worst one.
Let's just the listeners know. We have God told me to break up with you, right? Yes. Santa's Christian, which we already voted. Lord helps those who help themselves. Don't treat God like a vending machine. Seek his face, not his hands. And don't let the Bible touch the floor. One of those is not going to make it. Okay.
All right. So you're saying that don't let the Bible touch the floor makes it.
I like that one. I think the two that are one of these two is going to get cut. Don't treat God like a vending machine, and don't let the Bible touch the floor.
You think one of those is getting cut?
I think that maybe we had a conversation before that these two are the ones that were, one of these has to be cut. Yes.
Oh yes, that's why they're.
That's why I was like, I don't think he sees, and I bolded those.
All right. So which one? Okay. All right. Yes. Ugh.
I mean, the real one is don't treat God like a vending machine. That is not as interesting as don't let the Bible touch the floor.
You're right.
Okay.
Don't let the Bible touch the floor.
Yep.
Is in
and
up against Satan. Santa is a Christian.
Sorry, don't treat God like a vending machine. You're off. The only bubble team.
You're out of the tournament.
Okay.
So that leaves God told me to break up with you, and God helps those who helps themselves.
Yep. And it doesn't matter because they're playing against each other. So it doesn't matter the ranking.
Yep.
Don't let Bible touch the floor. Don't let Bible touch the floor. Okay. And then it's what did we say?
All right. Well, let's explain these.
God told me to break up with you. Okay. And what was the other one?
So this is a
Help themselves.
God told me to break up with you. Let's cover that one.
Okay.
This is the belief that God can give you personal instructions on what you should or shouldn't do
Yes.
outside of Scripture. Right?
Yeah.
This is just like you getting a strong feeling or whatever, how you might hear from God, that you should do this. And that could be, well, in this case, it's specifically break up with your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever.
Yep.
Or don't date them. When really, this is just, you probably don't want to date this person anymore.
Yes.
And this is justification for that.
I'm going to put it in conjunction with one that we left out that I think could have been a top 5. It's kind of in the same vein. God told me to break up with you is like the attractive alternative too, of like,
Yes, big
I
time.
really love you, and again, it's all bullshit. They just say it because like the hockey players, down in study hall that they're gonna go be with, but because they don't want to break your heart, they'd say, "Oh, I want Dano. I'm not gonna say Dano. Billy, I really wanted to have sex with you. I wanted to be nice with you. I wanted to listen to McGee, watch McGee with you, but I can't because God told me to break up with you." And funny, God might have told me to watch McGee and me with someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. What about the Lord?
Did you ever
helps
use
those-
this one?
Which one?
Oh, no. The Lord helps those who helps himself. I truly think this is Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. It's not. Wasn't Benjamin Franklin the cleanliness is next to godliness? Isn't that what it is?
Maybe, but I think it's this one as well. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I know it's not in the Bible. I know that.
Somebody used this against me in the co-op kitchen. An older employee named Dolores, who was very mean to me.
Okay.
And we don't forget Dolores.
No last name.
We
for
always
Dolores?
remember. I don't remember it. I wish I did. Dolores. And she.
Hold on.
I think.
Hold on. The greatest name of all time of people you worked with is what? There's only one.
I don't remember.
Myrrh Prize.
Myrrh. Yes, Myrrh.
Myrrh Prize.
She was a rare treat. Myrrh
Okay.
was.
So back to Dolores.
Dolores. Somebody asked us what's your favorite Bible verse, and she said that and glared at me because she knew that I was like trying to become a pastor. Then I'm like, I shouldn't say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm like, that's not even in the Bible, Dolores. And then that sealed the deal. She hated me more.
Okay.
Well, you're probably dead, but if you're not, go fuck yourself, Dolores.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Okay. So the first out.
Just kidding.
The first out, which is really the only one out, was don't treat God like a vending machine. It's dead. It's gone.
Yep. It's dead. See ya.
See ya.
Better luck next year.
Yeah, no kidding. There's only so many theological takes that how many years can we do this?
Oh, there's plenty.
Okay, so here's the list. Number 1, we're going number 1 through 18, and you guys can vote for all these on our socials and on our webpage, shitmypastorsaid.com. Number 1, original sin. Number 2, infallibility. Then predestination. Number 4, God is a he. Number 5, dinosaur bones as a way to trick Christians. Violence and Jesus, premeditated violence. Number 7, Satan. Rapture and foothills? No.
Footholds.
Footholds was different, wasn't it? Yeah, don't give Satan a foothold comes up later, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Satan and footholds is what it is. Foothold. No, that's different. Foothold was also different. Yep, number 10 is foothold. I just wrote it down wrong. Okay, so number 7, Satan. 8, rapture. 9, manifest destiny. Number 10, foothold and demons. And going into the woods and being afraid, and you're fucked if you masturbate. Number 11, premarital sex. Number 12, spanking. Number 13, name it, claim it. Number 14, the fan favorite, Jesus' erections. Then play in. Santa's Christian plays against Don't Let the Bibles Touch the Floor. And number 16 is God Told Me to Break Up With You, is going up against Lord Helps Those Who Help Themselves. So the last play-ins, whoever wins those will go up against number 15 and 16, and those winners will go up against the winner of Name It, Claim It, and Jesus Erection. So vote early.
Oofta.
You can vote as many times as you want. We don't care. If we get 7 people to actually vote on this, we count that.
I'm voting.
I'm voting a couple 13, 14. Okay, so we'll be back soon. I don't know exact timeline, but we're gonna do these, vote, and then we'll come back with the first round of results.